Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for joining me in this video. So if you clicked this button, chances are you are someone who is a bit of a pushover, and it's something that you probably struggle with and something that you're looking to change. So in this video, I want to give you some tips, easy stuff that you can start applying to your life and working on, baby steps that we're going to start taking to really help us to not be a pushover and not be someone who is easily influenced by other people. So if you suffer from codependency, if you suffer from just really not having a good connection with yourself, and what I mean by that is to feel healthy and to be a healthy human being means that you have to be connected to this. You have to really have that ability to know what you think, how you feel, is this good for me, should I do it right now? And not only do you need to know those things, but you actually have to be able to honor them as well. So when we're talking about someone who's a pushover, we're talking about someone that is easily manipulated, that basically doesn't have a lot of boundaries, that goes with the flow and not in an easy, carefree, healthy way, but someone who just avoids confrontation, who maybe doesn't want to do something, who doesn't even stop to ask them if they do want to do something, they just automatically do it. The first thing that I want you to think about and practice if you're struggling with boundaries and you're struggling with being a pushover is when someone asks you something, I want you to stop and not give them an answer. So pausing when someone asks you of something, and if you take an inventory of the people in your life, you're gonna know like really quickly who are the people in your life that tend to be the more bossier types, the more, hey, I think you should do this, the more over opinionated people. And so at least you know going into these interactions with these people that if you stop and pause, it'll give you a chance to figure out, do I want to actually do this right now? Is it good for me to do this right now? Now, if you're comfortable, by all means, you can say no if you don't want to actually do something. But I think a lot of times just practicing, hey, I'm not sure, I'll get back to you, is a good kind of like stepping stone where you're not necessarily saying no yet, where now you have to deal with maybe the backlash of that or the stories that your mind's going to create regarding saying no. But it will give you a chance to kind of pause and like reassess. And that's what we're trying to do. We're actually trying to create a habit of not being reactive to life and kind of stopping and like going within and figuring out, okay, what actually works for me? Is this good for me? Should I do this? And why do I want to do it? I think that's another really big question. Why you're doing something and what's the motive behind it is going to be really important, because sometimes we're doing things for the wrong reasons. Sometimes we're doing things because we want to save people. Sometimes we're doing things because we feel like we're obligated. But if you know that I don't really want to be doing this right now, or that it's not good for me to actually do it because I need to get extra sleep, or I need to do this, and that's me taking care of myself, your answer of no is going to cause a healthy person to say, absolutely, totally understand. And perhaps someone who's not as healthy, maybe a taker, or maybe someone that's just not used to you actually saying no to them now, to become a little bit more upset. One of the really great things that I learned was when I kind of understood that when someone gave me pushback, that they actually had their own agenda in mind. These usually are the people that are the takers, that are the ones that want to take advantage, that perhaps are looking to manipulate you, and that will throw guilt and shame on you. So when you're dealing with those types of people, it's very obvious because you're going to get a different reaction from them. You're not going to get someone who's completely understandable, understands your situation, or totally accepts the no worries, I'll find something else. Now, if you're not able to say no yet, then what's happening is we kind of have to change our idea of what no means. The word no has just like this bad stigma, this negative stigma to it, and it's actually not. It's just a word that you use that means that doesn't work for me and I can't do that. That doesn't mean that you're selfish. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you're not a good friend. It means that you're taking care of yourself first. The last thing that we really got to start working on is our fear of confrontation. I think the fear of confrontation really trips people up, and it really prevents them from actually having a good, healthy sense of self when they fear talking to people. We're just talking. When you think of confrontation, we tend to think of an argument, and that's not what this is about. Confrontation is just verbal communication between two people. If I know how to have that, which means I know how to state my boundaries because I know what I think and how I feel. I know what those standards are. And then I can communicate that to you, which is essentially my boundary. And then I don't know what you're going to say next. And I think that's where the fear of confrontation really comes in, is what is this person going to say? What is this person going to do? Are they going to be mad? And all of those what ifs keep us stuck where we don't say anything at all. If someone's coming at you in a negative way, they had an agenda. They were trying to take advantage, or they're upset because they're not getting their way. So remember, being a pushover, being someone who really struggles with boundaries and verbal communication, you're not a pushover because you're a nice person or you're easygoing. You're a pushover because you lack the confidence sometimes to be able to stand tall and express yourself on what you need and how you feel about that situation and what you would like to do. And so learning how to kind of validate your own self in these ways, when you start to practice this stuff, these little things, these are just little practices, right, that we're doing. We can't do, dealing with confrontation if we haven't even learned how to pause and say, wait a minute, do I even want to do this? Rather than just being reactive and always saying yes. So it's definitely baby steps that you have to take. But once you really get this and you start practicing it, it builds a level of confidence in yourself where you can start going even further, because what you're doing is you're taking care of yourself. And when you take care of yourself and you believe, okay, I can handle this situation. Okay, I'm good. I feel secure right now. Then life starts getting easier, and you even start attracting better people into your life, or the people that were not the healthiest in your life, they learn that they can no longer do certain things with you because it doesn't work. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share with anyone who you think might benefit from this information. I always look forward to reading your comments down below, so please comment on times in your life where you've really been a pushover, and have you been able to overcome it, and what really worked for you. So you guys, I will see you next week, and wishing you all the best.